Welcome back to the channel. We've got a legend style video for you guys. As usual, it'll be the Super Bowler Smash and its army link will be in the description. So if you guys are new here, I basically go through different bases and tell you guys some tips and tricks that you can employ while you attack different styles of bases. Yeah, that's about it. If you do enjoy this video, feel free to give me some feedback by either dropping a like, maybe even a comment. Even if it's criticisms, it's perfectly fine. It's all just to help the channel. Feel free to share with fellow clashers if you find them helpful enough, and if you find yourself coming back often, do please leave a subscription. Okay, that's all. Let's get into some attacks. Okay, so this is a box base that I think Stars has given out, and you can see, like, I'm just gonna pause the base right over here for a little bit. You can see that it's pretty well spread, I should say. It's not like a typical box base where you expect like the damage to be like in the core like this. So that is definitely a little interesting. Like, you can see how the rage towers are all the way off to the flanks. So most of the damage is actually located over here, and the core is actually not that threatening. Like, sure, we have like the multi infernos over here, and we of course like we have the town hall kind of isolated from most of the damage. So overall, it's a pretty well spread out base. It's not too easy to attack, but let's say like we can still exploit some weaknesses on this base. So what I was looking at was like a flame flinger. If it attacks the bomb tower over here, it'll activate the town hall for sure, and we don't really have to worry too much about the town hall like healing up, because there's only like one builder hut on the town hall, as you can see. So I was thinking of somehow having like a flame flinger start from over here, and then we can make it we can probably like make it get to the town hall, and in order to encourage that, maybe I can actually have the warden walk starting over here as well. And what that should do is like the warden walk can maybe allow me to get the smash in through here, and the flame flinger should go on like that towards the town hall. So that was more or less the idea that I had. And you can see, like, yes, we definitely will only deal with just one rage tower at the start. We will have one more to deal with, but as I was saying before, it's obviously not feasible for us to try to approach from this angle, because we would just not deal with any of that damage on the flanks. Maybe we would deal with one of them, but it would still not be a great angle of approach, I would say. And then yeah, we would still have a pretty toxic back end if we approach from the very bottom of the base. So overall, I think this is a better approach, because if we start from over here, we'll at least get good direct entry into like a lot of heavy defenses, I would say, and that should make it slightly easier to rush into the back end. So as for the funnel, like you can see, I've created like one half of the funnel using the warden walk and the flame flinger up top, and I'm actually going to use the queen to funnel on the bottom side. So one more thing I would like to say is, if I get the queen to funnel out like these two buildings over here, suppose I had broken this wall right over here, the moment the queen funnels out the archer tower and the cannon at that intersection, what actually happens is any wall breakers I would drop over here would start targeting this wall instead. But if these buildings are not cleared, then the wall breaker would actually try to target this intersection, this intersection wall. So that is definitely a very strong point of trying to use the queen to funnel over here. You can see like there's definitely some damage over here, but just try to pay attention to how I decide to drop my king and my queen and just most of my smash to help create a wave through the entire base. So if you guys are new here, what I try to do is, on some bases where it's a little tougher to kind of push through the base, I try to create like a wave such that there's a lot of cross tanking between my troops. So I try to share the damage from the defenses across multiple layers of troops, and you can see like I'm trying to push my smash over here. My queen will be going outside over here, and you can see how I've just done that. I didn't want too much of a funnel from the warden. I just got the mortar down, and that's good enough for me, because I just wanted to clear the buildings on the intersections over here like that. Yes, I'm using my king ability early, but you can see how the wall breakers are targeting the core, and look at that. I'm just going to pause it for a quick second over here. Now that the funnel is formed so quickly and so nicely, and those bowlers raged up can just dish out so much damage so quickly. I've opened these two walls directly because I used two wall breakers to target this wall. The second one went ahead and targeted this one as well. And now what I can actually do is I can just drop a jump onto monolith, and that actually gives me access to this back-end rage tower over this wall. So overall, this is a good approach. It's a very fast approach. This is meant to be a tough base, so I realized that this is a tough approach and it's very rapid. You're gonna need some practice to pull this off, but all in all, if you can get the timing down, if you can get these two buildings down and these two buildings down, then you can push 3 wall breakers into the core just like this. And you can see like the queen alone just handling the enemy king with a headhunter. Like that unicorn is more than enough for her. And now these bowlers can just go to work in the core. Look at those bouncers, how they're just gonna help out so much. They even actually activated the town hall for free for me. But yeah, sure, like they died out, but like I've dished out like a good amount of damage, I would say, towards this back end. I might get the rage. Okay, no, I'm barely not gonna get the rage archer tower, but overall it's fine. Like I still have one rage in my pocket. I still had the skeleton spell. The royal champion with her ability which just popped, and overall this backend is not looking too scary. Yeah, the queen with the unicorn is gonna still stay strong for a little bit. That town hall will go down. It has no healing at all, and all in all, yes, it is a tough base. It is a tough approach. If you guys do know a better crack for this one with super bullets, please do let me know. I can try it out for you guys if you like. But so far this is a good crack I think I found on this base. It only works because of the funnel that the queen sets over here. Having both of these buildings go down is very important to push 3 wall breakers into the core just like this. And as you guys saw, like I'm barely able to complete my sentences, but it's just that fast. Like you need to have some experience with this in order to get it done. But overall it's fine. Like our flame flinger troops just came out to kind of help us on the back end, and yeah, it came very close, obviously, because it's a tough base, but a triple is a triple. So this is another box base. I think this is a layout that was available at Town Hall 15 as well, where we had most of the damage stacked around the Town Hall like this. This is an overall good base, I would say. It's good against the cookie spam as well, and it's good against super bowler smashes because of the compartment actually over here. So you can see how it has like channels that go kind of inside like that, and it tries to actually get the enemy heroes to target you while you're stuck in these corners, so that it's trying to encourage you to not kind of like go through the core, and it tries to make your troops like split. So you can see how the enemy heroes are barely able to cut the corners, and like the range is large enough to kind of distract your troops. So again, like I've got an interesting crack for this one, and I'm actually sharing this replay as well for another reason. I noticed something pretty interesting, so you guys will just see it in like a second over here. So what I try to do is basically I just have a warden walk going from the bottom, and I just join with a flame flinger. So the idea is to get the flame flinger onto the ricochet cannon, and I just want to try to create like a very deep cut, like this much of a cut, so that I can encourage my bowlers to kind of stick to the core a bit more, and hopefully my flame flinger troops can distract the royal champion for long enough. And yeah, what I will try to do is my king will not be joining my smash on this one. I think I will use my king to try to pick off the enemy queen over here, so that my bowlers, even if like somebody leaks into this corner, it won't end up pulling the attention of everybody. But as I was talking, basically what happened was the ricochet cannon was targeting my poison lizard, and that actually went onto my warden. And because like my warden was not actually in the range of the cannon over here, but still the poison lizard which was getting targeted ended up like ricocheting to my warden, and that made me lose my warden ability. You can see I'm going into this attack with no warden ability. So just something for you guys to like keep an eye out for as well. Be careful. if you're like going around like ricochet cannons. Even if your warden is not in the range of a particular ricochet cannon, you just have to be careful now. The poison lizard can get targeted and things can go wrong really fast. But enough about that. So I'm just pushing through the core like this. I'm trying to I have no choice but to use my spells early because I don't have a warden ability anymore. And you can even see I joined my royal champion in early from the left side just to clean up behind the king. So my flame flinger troops are coming up and cleaning up the right side compartment. And you can see overall the push is not looking too bad considering I lost my warden ability. So I'm just going to do the best I can to have the royal champion take the town hall because the bowler bounces are so good. They cleared all of this without actually targeting any of it. And yeah, I think even I used my queen ability as well. But yeah, overall this is still like a good recovery, I would say. We managed to take down a good chunk of the base without having a warden ability, I would argue. And yeah, just the town hall was the last defense. We still had our diggy. The warden and the royal champion managed to snipe it off at the very end. So yeah, just make sure that your poison lizard, if it is getting targeted, you keep an eye on your warden because he loses health really quickly. One more thing I guess is don't drop the flame flinger beside your warden if you're going towards a ricochet cannon because it can target your warden and then it can bounce off to your flame flinger. Just some small things to be a little careful about. And overall this approach was fine because of how deep the funnel was cut on this side. I was depending on the clan castle to actually pull my troops into the core like this, and all in all it worked out just fine because of the rage bounces in the core over here. I made sure to deploy the royal champion over here as the king was going to Phoenix in the core, and that allowed the royal champion to sweep this area while the bowlers handled the entire toxic core over here. And the flame flinger, of course, it handled this much, and then the yetis that came out managed to handle the rest of the compartment. Overall, a good plan, I would say, considering what happened. And yeah, if things go wrong, you can recover as easily as this. Okay, yeah, on to the next one. So we have an anti-2 style base over here. I'm sure everybody has seen this base at least once so far, ever since Town Hall 16 has come out. So like the weaknesses on this base that we can kind of identify are the relatively exposed multi-infernos at the top and the bottom of the base. So there's one more multi-inferno at the top as well. We can pretty much easily grab them out with a warden, and that actually cuts out a pretty good funnel, and it also ensures that our healers are safe if we had to go in either from over here or over here. And luckily for us, they've already pretty much given the answer. Like they've given us the monolith and the eagle on the same side of the base. Now I am aware that most of the damage is actually like over here on this side of the base. Like we even have the enemy heroes, we have the clan castle, we have the scatter shots while we're stuck in the poison over here. So what we're going to actually do is we are going to take advantage of the fact that there's almost no damage in this area. Sure, we have the monolith over here, but again, like because there's pretty much nothing, we can easily take care of it. We can lock it down using the skeleton spell actually that we have in our army. And what I'm going to try to do is I think it's pretty clear by now. Like I'm going to try to save the left area for last, and I'm going to try to approach from this side as early as I can. And what this is going to do for us is we're actually going to have bounces going outwards throughout the base from here like that. So I'm going to try to take advantage of the fact that we're going to have amazing bounces on from the town hall to the rest of the base, and it's going to help us a bit more because all the enemy heroes are actually going to try to come in like this, and they're going to try to fight our smash, and that just gives us an even better chance for us to get like random bowler bounces throughout the rest of the base outwards. So overall, this is a good approach. You just need to try to space out your rage spells appropriately, place them and time them as well as you can, and definitely save your warden ability for the best possible moment. For now, the best possible moment is, well, like you're gonna see it in a bit, obviously. I'd rather not talk about it just directly, like it's situational. But That is the plan. Now we just need to talk about the funnel over here. So obviously, like, my warden is going to take care of this much of the base, and I want to shoot my boulders in like this. So I need to make sure that this much of the base is taken care of to kind of push them in through like this. And as usual, if you're a regular watcher, you might have already guessed, I'm going to use the queen to funnel, because she can reach over the wall and she can clear out these buildings just like that. And of course, we had the flame flinger also up on top, and that's going to get rid of this entire area. So the flame flinger and the queen are going to clear all of this area, and that should allow our bowlers to go into the core. So let's just see that in action. I'm not going to talk too much now. You guys can just like have a look. So yeah, as I was saying, we have the warden at the bottom. I'm dropping this baby dragon over here to just make sure that the warden doesn't stray off to the left. So just trying to keep him kind of like that. And you can see I've already broken like the walls over there, so the queen can eventually join in while the smash comes in from over here. And we have the flame flinger at the top, of course. I'm dropping the smaller troops as well to kind of just help clean up behind the flame flinger, because they're free buildings anyway. It just helps make the funnel a bit faster. And you can see I'm trying to time the Yeti so that it reaches the mortar. It starts tanking the mortar at the right time for the flame flinger. So I don't want the Yeti to get out too far in front such that it stops tanking the mortar. So you're gonna have to be a little more delicate on like the timing of when you want to drop it. But overall it's looking fine. Like, I think it's still tanking it. Yeah, I dropped like the barbarian archer pretty much. I think we'll take one shot, but it should be fine. But yeah, you can see over here, my method for queen funnels is usually bring the titan to pull the warden. All you have to do is make sure that the titan's aura is intersecting with the warden's aura. That is enough to pull the warden. And yeah, you can see queen is off to the side, king over here to ensure that the queen will walk off to the right a bit. And overall you can see this is shaping up pretty nicely. Yes, my healers will be stuck on my titan for a while, so I will try to rage her up, I think over here. I'm not sure. Yeah, so I will rage the titan up, and that should encourage her to finish most of the base a little more quickly. But overall you can see like it is slow, but there's no reason for us to rush this, because once again, as I was mentioning earlier, there's no damage in the area. So there's no reason for us to try to rush this at all. The titan will die over here, but that just means we'll have the healers go back to our bowlers. And you can see the funnel is set very well. Now I popped my warden ability before the town hall explosion because my healers were stuck on the titan for a while. Usually at least some of the bowlers go next to the titan and they help out, but you can see how it's pretty much shaping up over here. Now the town hall is going to explode. The poison is just going to exist over there for a while, and we're just going to keep getting stuck on these ice golems. So that's another benefit actually over here, because any bounces that we get would just take the town hall out anyway. And now look at this, we have the giant gauntlet with the king, we have those rage bowler bounces, and they're absolutely putting in work. There's just no way that this base survives. Our healers may have died, sure, but look at what's left on the base, and we still have our queen ability. So overall, just having those, identifying like how you can have those bowler bounces just go around the base everywhere, and then taking advantage of the fact that everything is trying to attack your bowlers and then sending the RC around like this, that's just the way to take down bases like this. Like it can be a little tough. You might feel like it's very slow because of the poisons and the ice golems, but trust me, there's not enough damage on this side for you to spend any spells. And all you have to do is just use most of your spells in the core, and you should be good to go for this one. Alright, I have one last base for you guys, and we'll call it a wrap for this video. Okay, so we've got an anti-2 style setup over here. I'm just going to pause once again to have a look at the base. But you can see like this is repurposed for Town Hall 16. I think this is one of the bases that were there for the lava loon meta that was around like during Halloween. But we can definitely see like the merge defenses are now taking up certain interesting areas on the base. Yeah, overall it should still be an easy base, but you're going to see that I'm going to try to handle this base a little bit differently, what I try to do over here. So yeah, basically obviously like the eagle is out over here and the monolith is on the other side of the town hall, so there's no way for us to get both of them together. So on bases like this, you need to identify where the most damage is, so that you can handle that early on, and that should allow, like, as your resources are depleting, you want lesser damage to go up against. So obviously, like, we can very clearly see that most of the damage is on this side of the town hall, and this area is very light on damage, so just very blindly we can send our smash and throw over here. Now you're probably wondering, okay, so you can just do like a warden walk and you can just do a flame flinger over here, but I'm going to argue that that's not the most optimal way to handle this base for multiple reasons. It's because there's no defenses to really funnel out over here. The defenses are inside the walls, and if your flame flinger starts targeting those defenses, you actually will start opening up all of these walls, which gives incentive for your bowlers to just walk back out. So using a flame flinger to funnel is not the correct answer over here. Instead, what we can do is, since my bowlers are approaching from this side, I can have a flame flinger to kind of chip away a little bit at the back over here. All I need to take care of is this mortar, so I'll just need a Yeti to tank it. But if I drop the flame flinger over here, it can get some pretty good value. We can go probably like this much of the base. Yeah, that much of the base, and then the Yetis will come out and help tank for us as well. So all in all, I think what we can do is we can have a simple warden walk for this area, and we need to push our bowlers through like this. So now I'm just going to take advantage of the fact that there's the enemy queen and the enemy royal champion, and then of course we have the CC pull as well. So rather than explicitly setting a funnel, I'm going to depend on these three things to pull all of my troops into the core. So overall, that should be fine. We can maybe just drop like a baby dragon or something over here, just have our king come in like this, and everybody should definitely go into the core, no problems at all. So let's just see how this plays out for us. Since the approach is relatively simple, now that I've talked about it, I guess now I can give you tips on how you should place your spells and when you should be patient. So that should be fine. Like you can see, I've already dropped the wall breaker and the baby dragon as I was talking about earlier. There's no reason for the warden walk to do anything crazy either. I'm just going to use my jump around over here anyway. So you can see I'm just making sure that we kind of have that tight path to ensure that everybody more or less goes into the center. And yeah, overall this is looking good. The Yeti is at the bottom, it's tanking that mortar, I should say, and it's doing a good job of that as well. So yeah, overall the ice golems are going to freeze up stuff at the beginning, no problem, and everybody should walk right into the core. And now the clan castle is coming out. That should also pull us deeper into the core. I've raged up very early because most of the buildings in the area over here are like storages or very heavy defenses or like enemy heroes. They're basically very high hit point structures. So starting off with the rage is something I do over here because I know that like the bowlers, they're not really taking any damage right now. So like obviously you're thinking there's no reason to really rage up, but look at how compact the entire area is. So if I can get some rage bounces into this area, I can just keep dishing out extremely heavy damage. Like look at that, the defenses are already like half gone at this point. And of course I'm going to use the warden ability early because, as I was saying, like the damage is over here. It's not the town hall, it's the area in front of the town hall. And now let's just see like what happens. Like now that we have the rage bowlers over here, you can see like those bounces are just, it's crazy. Like the eagle is gone, I've never even targeted it, and now we're gonna bounce through the scatter shot and take out this entire area behind pretty much. Like I tried to slow it down as much as I could, but the bowlers have honestly done their job. It doesn't matter that they got sacrificed into the town hall, because honestly they've done their work. Having those raged bounces go into the back, it's just huge for us. And of course the king has done his job, the royal champion, to just kind of handle this area while the bowlers were taking the damage in the core from these defenses. And it's looking good for us. The flame flinger is still doing its thing out over there. Overall a pretty quick attack, not much for us to be concerned about. And yeah, this is another triple for us. So yeah, I'll cut it over here for this video. If you guys did enjoy this one, please do consider giving me some feedback by either dropping a like or leaving a comment. If you enjoyed it quite a bit and you feel like others can benefit from these tips, do feel free to share it with fellow clashers and probably even subscribe to the channel. It goes a long way to help me out. And of course, like, I do appreciate any criticisms that you guys may have. It'll just help me in the end. So yeah, that's all I have for this one for you guys. New Year's is coming up soon, so I hope you guys do have a fantastic celebration and stay safe, everybody. That's probably the most important thing. But yeah, that's all for me for this one. I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace.